Hello and welcome back, Commanders and Commanderettes. Justy Puller here with another War Commander video. This one is on the Pheonix Plan event, and this is all of the soldier bases. And as I have said in many other videos, sometimes, or most of the time, I find the soldier bases to be not worth doing because the payout is not good enough, and also because I find them to be not any easier but more tedious than the commander set. I can do the commander set much quicker. I get twice as much XP, and I don't have to be as as tedious, as slow as the soldier set takes. So but here it is, because people were making comments, what about low levels, what can we do? So here's a video on how to do these with all free repair. If you do not have some of the units that I'm using, such as the forest, just use the Prometheus alone. You don't need to use the forest. And this #1 base is pretty easy. You could do it with the provided units that you get from doing the main track. And I think they're called War Hogs. I was calling them War Dogs, but they're called War Hogs, I believe. And after the U.S. Air Force Wart-Hog aircraft, that's what they look like. But they're calling them War Hogs, not Warthogs. But anyway, you can do that and just fly them across like I'm doing with Albert Ross right here, and then just end attack. Don't wait for that to retreat. You'll take too much damage. Just end attack. This base can be done in multiple attacks, so that's another option for you. If you do not have Albert Ross. If you got Albert Ross, great. If you got the Prometheus, great. But I want to emphasize this. I'm done with this event in like the first day. So the only thing I'm doing now is maxing out my Warhogs so that I have all of them in all of the workshop. But I finished this event like really quickly. If you want to play this game, I have found that you need to get the units. Sometimes, getting the units, you'll get a bad unit. But lately, what I've found, at least for the last 6 or 7 months, you need to get the unit to play the next event. That's the way they've been setting it up. And the next event is easy with that unit. They already have these units. They know what they are before they release them. And they're building the next event around those units. So get the units if you want to play the game. If you don't want to play the game, if it's not that important to you, you just enjoy playing around with it, you're going to get left behind, and you're not going to be able to play the events and get the things. Every event that you miss, you end up missing the next thing. I know this for a fact because there are people in my clan who I've tried to help. They give me access to their base, and I can't do anything with what they've got because they've missed many of the key units. Just as an example, what are the units that I'm using? I'm using the Gravedigger. That was a key unit. I'm using the Prometheus. The Prometheus, everyone should have that one. Everyone should have the Prometheus. If you're not doing your Shadow Ops, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. The Shadow Ops are super easy. You've got like 9 weeks to do them, and and in this case, the Albert Ross and the Prometheus are rocking this event. However, you can do all of this event, including the commander set, essentially with the provided aircraft that you get and Cosmortars. You don't even actually need Gus. So this event is doable. It's a little bit more difficult, and you're gonna have to be careful not to take damage on your Cosmortars. But if you've got Cosmortars, you can do this event. It's just a little bit helpful to have the Gravedigger, because the Gravedigger's throwing out those distracting ghosts. Now in this event, shock is super helpful. So this particular base that we're doing right here, the number 2 base, is super easy with just Cosmortars. I can do a video, I guess, where I just use Cosmortars and I don't even use Gus. But this base is super doable. All you got to do is use Shock Op and hit and retreat. Hit and retreat. You don't have to actually retreat off the map. Just hit and pull back. Hit and pull back. Hit and pull back. Now that works not just on this base and on the number 3 base. The number 3 base it'll work on. But it also works on the number 2 base for the commander set. So the Cosmortars are really all that you need. It's not as smooth, and it's probably not going to be, instant repair like this, but you can do this event. And in this event, you are getting the best aircraft I have ever seen in this game. The most hard-hitting and toughest aircraft. It can take a hit. It can take a punch. Most of these aircraft cannot, but this Warhog can take a hit. And the Albert Ross particularly is a very, very good unit. And another thing, you've got 1 more week to get the Prometheus. If you don't have the Prometheus, knock it out, because you can get all the parts. They allow you, if you've missed 2 or 3 weeks, go ahead and get it. There's nothing stopping you from making your Prometheus elite, because there's no parts for the elite Prometheus. It's just upgrade. You just upgrade to level 11 and it becomes elite. So there's nothing stopping you from getting this awesome unit. And guess what? You don't even have to buy the workshop. The workshop comes with it. It's an instant accessibility to the workshop. All you have to do is get to level 11 so that you can use it. Now, I don't know what they're going to do when it becomes an Omega. Probably just add some other tech to it. But I'm telling you, the Prometheus is already going to be a game changer. The Prometheus is going to be usable for a very long time. Let's talk about some units that are game changers. To this day, I use the Bounty Hunter. To this day, I use the Darkstorm. Those are very old units, and just every now and then a unit comes along that you're going to use for a long time. To this day, I use the Forest. To this day, let's see. To this day, I still use the Akuma. Um, and But, every now and then you get a unit like the Prometheus, which is a very long-lasting unit. The way this game typically works is they give you a unit, it's good for about 3 months, and then it's trash. But every now and then they make a unit that you can continue to use over and over and over again. And there's just a few units like that stick around for a long time. Braden is another one. I mean, Braden's been, his main troops, I can't remember what they're called, but the hero unit Braden is amazing to this day for when you're in a situation like a cave and you got to get in there. Braden can still take a little bit of a hit. He's been nerfed quite a bit, but he's one of those ones that'll still find use, as long as he's not getting hit by infantry. He's usually pretty good against things like turrets and stuff like that. Bunkers, he can take out 1 or 2 bunkers, but he's quite a bit less used now. But it's just an example of a unit that has a purpose and has a use for a long time. This Prometheus, I really think it's going to be one of those ones that is just going to be, we'll still be using the Prometheus like maybe even a year from now. But anyway, get yourself the Prometheus. If you're a lower level, this video is purely for lower level players. And in all cases here, wherever I'm using the Gus and the Gravedigger, you don't have to have that. You can use the just Cosmortars. And earlier when I was starting the event, I was just using Cosmortars. That's why I know that it works. I just found a better way to do it. But I started the event using Cosmortars. So I really hate doing this soldier thing, so I don't know if I'll make another video or not of just using Cosmortars, because I don't have a video of that, but I do know that it works because I did it. And there was quite a few comments like, hey, what can you do for the lower levels? So I just put this video out for you. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. Good luck.